What's up everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review. And today we're taking a look at the brand new VTOYS Studios Asura. I think that's how you say his name, I'm not 100% sure. But this one right here is the LA Comic-Con exclusive version. Huge shout out to 5K Toys for sending this out to me to review. I do appreciate it, you guys are awesome. But let's go ahead and get right into this, starting off with the packaging. I really love the way this box looks. It's very simple, there's not a whole lot going on. As you could see, it does say LA Comic-Con exclusive right here in the corner. And then right here it says Asura along with some other characters. I don't know exactly what that stuff means, but it does look very cool. And then back here, you could see this really nice looking black on black artwork. Honestly, at first, I didn't even see this until I, hit it with my lights, but that looks awesome. And then on the side of the box, we have this information once again. And on the back, not too much going on. Over here, same thing. And yeah, this is a cool looking box. It's very mysterious. So I think it's awesome. But enough about this. Let's go ahead and get them out and take a look. Alrighty, so here we have Asura right out of the box. And as you could see, this is a really dope looking figure. He's got some really nice soft goods, and then we have some really well sculpted armor pieces. And he just looks really, really nice. He's got a very cool character design. And to be honest with you, I don't really know too much about this character. I don't know if it's like an original character by VTOYS or if it's like based on something. I don't know shit about it. So if anyone has any information about the actual character, please feel free to let me know in the comments, because I'm interested in learning more about this guy because I really love the way he looks. I know the standard version is more of like a demon character, but this one right here kind of feels like an orc or something like that like trained in the ways of a ninja or like a samurai or something like that. So I think that's really cool. Like, if you combine the fantasy elements of an orc and then like the Shaolin type of influence, put it together, I feel like this is what you'd get. It kind of reminds me of like a Street Fighter figure almost, So it's kind of cool. But yeah, I would love to know more about this character because I think it looks amazing. And VTOYS did a great job with all the sculpting and stuff and the detail. There's some good stuff going on here. And my only experience with VTOYS are the like naked bodies or those like bare bodies that people use for customs. I bought one of those and I thought it was very cool. I didn't do anything with it, and honestly I don't know where the hell it's at, but I expected this figure to basically be exactly like one of those, and it feels like this. It's a little different from the one I have. I feel like it has a little less articulation, but nothing major. For the most part it does feel similar, but it's not like exactly like the one I have. But yeah, man, I think this is dope. This is a great figure, some cool articulation, really nice sculpting and detail, and just an awesome character design. So yeah, I like what we have going on here, but let's go ahead and get in close and take a look at the details on him. The sculpting and the detail work on this guy is really well done. Starting off with the head sculpt here, I really love the design of this. I like how we have the teeth sticking out. It definitely gives orc vibes, especially with the green skin and stuff. I love the color of the hair and how it contrasts with the green skin. I think that looks really good. And then check out the eyes. The eyes kind of have like a shiny look to them, and it looks really cool. Same thing with this like diamond thing in the middle of his head. I don't know if it's a diamond, but it does have like a shiny look to it. And then check out the carvings on the forehead. That looks really dope. And what I love about stuff like that is that it gives somewhere for the paint wash to go, So like, it looks like the face has a bit of a wash, and with all those crevices and stuff, it kind of gives it somewhere for that paint to go and just kind of make it look really detailed, So that's super dope. And I like the darker color surrounding the eyes. It makes the eyes pop even more than they already do. And the hair looks really good. We have some good color in there, some nice washes and stuff. So yeah, the head sculpt is really dope. I like it quite a bit. And then check out the armor here on his shoulder. Lots of really nice detail. Look at like the gold and the different colors that we have in there. It looks really nice. The red braid thing here tying the shoulder armor to the belt. And then check out the face on the belt here. That's crazy. That looks really good. And then we have some like ropes and more braids and things like that. Whatever this is. He's got his dagger in the holster here. Or in the sheath, I should say. And then check out the detail on the forearm guards. Lots of nice color in there too, with the red and the the bluish color of the ropes. We have some gold. I love that. And then down here, that kind of matches with the forearm piece. Got the exposed toes. And then the soft goods are really well done too. You know, they're kind of dirty. They have like a dirty look to them, which I like because then you can play with the figure and not really worry about getting it messy. And then it's like tattered and torn up. And there was a piece here connecting like this torn piece to right here, you know, like kind of it was a hole. It wasn't just an open piece, but it was kind of thin. So I accidentally ripped it off when I was messing with the figure. But I mean, I was trying to adjust the clothing a little bit and I pulled it and it ripped. So but you can't even tell because it's all tattered and damaged anyways. So like I said, it's nice to be able to just handle a toy and play with it, and you don't really have to worry too much about ruining it, you know. So that's a huge advantage with something like this. Yeah, look at the dirty look of these soft goods. That's super cool. Got some more rips back here. And the stitching and everything looks good and clean. The only parts that look, you know, damaged and messy are the parts that are supposed to. So, yeah, that is awesome stuff. But man, this is a great looking figure. I love the design. I love all the detail work. I like the execution of the soft goods. Just everything about it is really well done. And then for accessories, he does come with a pretty good amount. Starting off with the two different head sculpts. We have this one here that we've already looked at. I think this is very cool. I like the design quite a bit. And he does come with another head sculpt that's similar, but it's much more angry. And you could see the teeth. And yeah, I think both of these head sculpts are really, really dope. And then he does come with a bunch of different sets of hands. First off, we have a pair of fists. And then we have two different sets of open hands. One set is a little bit more like dramatic and one set is a little bit more relaxed. And then we do get a set of gripping hands. The gripping hands could be used to hold on to all of the awesome weapons that he comes with. Starting off with this dagger, I think this looks really dope and he has no problem holding on to it. And it does come with a sheath that the dagger is able to fit in, and the sheath goes on his belt here. So this is all pretty dope. And then he does come with this weapon. I don't know exactly what it's called, but check this thing out. It is ridiculous. The details on it are pretty damn insane, and this thing looks awesome. I love the gold color with the wash in there. It kind of gives it like an aged look. But man, look at the faces on here. That's crazy. And this part does come off so that you could slide this into his hand without any issue, you know. Looks good holding on to it. So yeah, this is a very cool weapon. I'm really impressed with the detail on these little faces because it's very small, but they did a great job with it. And then he does come with the scarf, which I like quite a bit. I think this is really dope. You could wrap it around his neck or his face or whatever you want to do. And it does have a bendy wire in there, so you could pose it around. And it definitely gives you some more dynamic options for the figure. And then he does come with this hat. And this does look really good. It's very well sculpted and all that good stuff. But I will say it's kind of frustrating because you can't really secure this to the figure's head, you know? Like it does have this string, but it's not tight enough to like hold it onto the figure's head, and you can't wedge the figure's head into the hole. So this is a little frustrating. You could set it on there and get some pictures or, you know, leave it on the shelf like that. But as soon as you grab the figure to move it, this is going to slide right off. So I think this could have been done a little better, but you know, at least they included it and you can make it work, but I wish it was a little bit more secure. And then he does come with this little pot. I think it's a pot. Actually, I don't know what the hell this thing is for, but it does look cool. It's got some really nice detail and stuff. Very well sculpted. Check all that out. Look at the ropes back there. And, you know, the cloth piece on top, which has some nice paintwork. And then we have like a symbol here on the front. I don't know exactly what the hell this thing is for. Let me know. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of characters like this from this, you know, inspired by this era that come with things like this. But I don't know what the hell this is. Is it a drum maybe? Or some type of I don't know, like a cauldron to mix potions or some shit. I don't know, but it looks cool. I like the way it looks quite a bit. And then he does come with this big ass blade. Check this thing out, man. This looks awesome. Check out the detail on the sheath here. We have some flames and stuff. Bunch of cool different colors, some metallic like gray colors, and then we have some gold. Man, look at that. That is really, really nice. A whole bunch of detail, and it looks really, really good. Very well sculpted. Look at all the designs on that piece there. And, you know, obviously there's like these strings, and, you know, you could wrap this around the figure, and that's kind of how you mount this on there. It just kind of hangs, but it does look really cool. And let's go ahead and get the blade out. Swing! Look at that. Boom! This blade is crazy. Looks like he could decapitate a dragon with this. Look at all the detail work on there. I like the different colors that the blade has. Look at all that, man. This thing is ridiculous. And this piece does come off so that it's easy to, you know, slip this into the figure's hand and stuff. You don't have to worry about like figuring that out. They make it very easy. But yeah, look at that, man. This looks super cool, and he looks awesome holding on to it. Definitely looks like he's ready for war with this right here. So now for some size comparisons, we have him alongside the Memory Toys, Guardians of the Horde, you know, World of Warcraft type figure. On the opposite side, we have the NECA Usagi Yojimbo. And, you know, in my mind, I kind of feel like Asura takes like elements from both of these types of characters. I feel like he could be related to the Guardian of the Horde, but then he trained with Usagi Yojimbo, you know? So that's kind of cool right there. He's like somewhere in between these two types of characters. Next up, we have him alongside a couple of my favorite Mezcos. On the left, we have the Ronin Logan, and on the opposite side, we have the Lone Roach Gomez. And, you know, you could probably use this Asura as like a scroll or something that was invading Japan at the time the Wolverine was there, you know? That's one thing I love, like when it comes to characters that I really don't know too much about. You kind of make up your own situations, so that's always fun. And I think like having him fight Wolverine would be pretty dope no matter like what time period. And then next up, we have him alongside the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom Pale by Spiro Toys. On the opposite side, we have the Mythic Legions PowerCon exclusive Demenstros. Huge shout out to Josh Brown from the Tuesday Crew for hooking that up. This figure's awesome. And then here we have him alongside some of the greatest 1/12 scale figures ever made, in my opinion. What we have here are the enveloped Yamo Warriors. I don't know exactly what they're called, but they're made by Nada Toy Studios, and they are freaking incredible. And I think they fit in really well with Asura. Like, I feel, you know, they're all kind of like ancient supernatural warriors. I feel like they could mix in pretty well with each other. You could definitely have these guys fight you know, this like goblin looking dude, and I think it'll work out really well. But yeah, man, these types of figures are some of my favorite things. I just love them. All of them are amazing. And then, of course, here we have him alongside the Marvel Legends Renew Your Vows Spider-Man and the Marvel Legends Bucky Cap. And then for the final size comparison, we have him alongside a couple of big guys. On the left, we have the Full Ray Planet Veteran William. On the right, we have his fellow L.A Comic-Con exclusive, the Bighorn by Zesray Studios. So if you're interested in Asura or the Bighorn, you're able to pick them up from L.A Comic-Con, from 5K Toys. Be sure to check them out because both of these figures are pretty damn awesome. And his articulation is pretty good, you know, nothing amazing, but he does have like your standard articulation setup for a modern day 1/12 scale figure. So I'm pretty happy with what we have going on here. There's a couple of things that he's missing that I wish that he had, but for the most part, I am having fun playing around with this guy, and you could definitely get him into some cool poses. So I'm happy with it. But let's take a look starting off at the head. So he does have a double ball peg at the upper neck, no joint at the lower neck. That's unfortunate. I do wish that he had the lower neck movement and the upper neck movement, but as it is right now, we just have the upper neck. And using that, we do get some nice tilt out of his head sculpt there. And then he can look side to side. He could look up to about right there, which is not too bad. And then he could look down to right there, which is pretty cool. And then he does have a ball joint here at the ponytail, so that's cool. You could swing it around, do all kinds of different things. So yeah, decent movement at the head and the neck area, but I do wish that he had that lower neck movement as well. And then for the torso, he does have a diaphragm cut and a ball joint at the waist, but it's all pretty restricted because of the belt and the shoulder armor, but you could still get him to go forward like, you know, an okay amount. Look at that. That's pretty good considering this is all blocked. And then goes back to, oh, about right there. That's not too bad. And then we get some side-to-side action. You could twist on either the ball joint or the diaphragm cut. So yeah, we get some movement, which, you know, considering that it's all covered, I'm happy with the amount of movement that his torso has. And then for the arms, he has ball joints at the shoulders. I wish he would have had some type of like butterfly joint setup, but unfortunately that's not the case. He just has the ball joints. So his arms do go all the way around. They come out to the side to about right there. They're pretty tight, to be honest with you. Boom, there we go. But yeah, you could bring his arms out to the side to right there, so that's nice. And then he does have upper bicep swivel. He has a double jointed a double jointed elbow, but it's a little restricted because of the forearm guard. But we do still get some good range there. And then at the wrist, he has a ball joint and a hinge set up in there. So, you know, you could move his hand in different ways and swing it around, all kinds of good stuff. And then for the legs, he's able to kick forward a pretty decent amount. He could kick forward to right there. He could kick to the side a nice amount, which I was impressed by because, you know, he's got pants on and stuff, but you're still able to get his leg up a really nice amount. Look at that. Boom. Yeah, that'll work for sure. Maybe even a little bit more. Look at that. Get his torso bent. Yeah, that's a nice kicking pose there. So pretty good range here at the legs. And then he does have upper thigh swivel in there. Double jointed knee. Boom. Yeah, so like even though some of the joints are kind of restricted, you could still get him into cool poses, and you know, he looks pretty dynamic. Wow, look at that. Because of like the soft goods. And you know, when you put the scarf on him, you could make it more dynamic, you know? But that's nice. And then what else do we have going on here? At the foot, we just have like a ball joint setup, kind of like the wrist. So we can swivel side to side. Actually, the whole lower leg swivels, so that's nice. The foot swivels itself, but it's kind of blocked by the design of the armor. You could bring his foot forward to right there, bring it up to right there, and you've got rocking ankles. So yeah, like I said, you know, nothing over the top, nothing mind-blowing, nothing game-changing, but definitely enough to get a guy like this in some cool fighting poses and, you know, have him looking badass. So yeah, articulation is, you know, it's nothing new or anything. It's pretty basic for the most part, but I'll say, you know, it's basic by today's standards. So like I think it meets articulation of today's standards. A little bit more would have been cool, but I'm completely happy with what we have going on here. So I'm happy with the articulation. Alrighty, so overall, at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, the dust settles, and it's all said and done, I think this is a really dope figure. I'm not really sure if this guy is based on anything or if he has any kind of lore, but VTOYS did a great job on it, and I think they killed it with the design. I really like the way this guy looks. The original version is red, and you know, it's more of like a demon, but for this guy, I kind of get like orc vibes because of the ears, the teeth, and the green skin, and then, you know, he does kind of have like a Shaolin ninja samurai kind of style going on too. So you put those things together and I think it makes for like a really cool looking character, even if like that wasn't necessarily the creator's intentions. That's kind of what I'm getting from it. And you know, that's a fun part about getting things that you don't know too much about. Like, I don't know if this guy has a lore or if they have any stories planned or anything like that. I have no idea. I just see this guy, and since I don't know anything about it, I kind of start making up things. So that's a lot of fun. That's definitely you know, something that I enjoy doing with characters that I don't know anything about. But I think VTOYS did a great job with the design. I love the sculpting work. There's a whole bunch of details, some nice paint. I really like the soft goods too. One thing I love about them is the fact that they're all kind of dirty and messed up. So you could play with the figure and you don't really have to worry about ruining it. You know, I really like soft goods on 1/12 scale figures, but a lot of times, like, the soft goods are tailored so nice and clean that, like, you hesitate to pick things up and play around with them because you don't want to damage them. But with something like this, you could just mess with it and, like, honestly, you won't even know if you if you damage it because it all kind of looks damaged already and dirty, you know? That's why things like Damn Toys with the whole, like, you know, what is it, like the gasoline, I forget what it's called, but Damn Toys has a cool line of figures that have like this dirty kind of look to them. I have the Freedom Brothers, and I have a whole bunch of fun playing around with them because the clothes is kind of dirty. Like, I don't have to worry about messing it up. Same thing with like 3A and things like that. That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from this guy. So for me personally, that's really enjoyable because I like to play with my figures, and you know, with something like this, I can mess around with it, don't have to worry about damaging the clothing or anything like that. So that's dope. And then the articulation is pretty nice on him too. I do wish there was a little bit more going on, but ultimately I'm satisfied with the posability and I am having fun playing around with it. The accessories are awesome too. He does come with 2 heads and all the hands. That's always nice, but I really love the weapons. Like that big blade that he comes with, that thing is insane. But He comes with good accessories, awesome articulation, really cool design, soft goods, well sculpted, all kinds of good stuff going on here. So yeah, I think this figure is pretty damn awesome. I like it quite a bit. So huge thanks to 5K Toys for sending this out to me to take a look at. If you're interested in this figure, you could pick it up from LA Comic-Con. This is an LA Comic-Con exclusive, so if you're down there, I suggest picking this guy up. And if you're not familiar with 5K Toys, I strongly suggest you check out their website because they have all kinds of like out of the box figures, you know, lots of third party stuff, lots of original things. So I always like going to 5K Toys and just checking out what they have because there's always something interesting. And honestly, those are the type of things that like I'm gravitating towards. And that's kind of been the case for the last few years. I like this weird out of the box stuff, you know, it's a lot of fun and it's new and it's just cool. And most of the time, they're extremely well done. So be sure to check out 5K Toys. And with that, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Also, be sure to hit the bell notification so you know every time that I go live. Thank you very much.